Seal clubbing has always been a thing in World of Tanks Blitz. A lot of people think it's funny to buy low-tier vehicles and bully people coming into the game. I don't really know why people enjoy that, because playing low tiers is boring as heck. But if that suits you, then I guess that's fun for you. In today's video, we're going to be seal clubbing, but in tier 10. And really, there's only one vehicle that could do that, which is the T100 LT. This is a tank that you've seen on the channel a couple times before, me talking about why it should be nerfed, and 99% of you agreeing with me. Now, I don't think Wargaming is going to nerf this vehicle. Previous tanks like the M6 Yo, even the 60 TP that I don't think deserve tungsten, and the M6 Yo I don't think deserves a 1.76 second interclip on their gun, also have not received nerfs. So a vehicle like this I really don't see being nerfed in the future, and it's moreover that a vehicle like the Type 71 will come out, and that'll be the new focus, and then the next tank will come out. So with that aside, what is so strong about the T100 LT? Well, it's a couple things. First of all, it's dumb spotting mechanic. If you shoot somebody, they are detected for 20 seconds. It doesn't matter if your shell penetrates or doesn't penetrate. All you have to do is see them and shoot them. Blind shots do not count. The tank also has ridiculous damage per minute. Even with me running calibrated shells, I'm sitting at 3,313 damage per minute, with 252 millimeters of standard pen and 305 millimeters of premium pen. But because this vehicle shoots AP as premium, that's actually enough to butter straight through an E100's turret due to the shell normalization. Yeah, the T100 LT really has everything you'd want going for it. Its upper plate is incredibly troll and actually gets a lot of bounces. From playing comp, you will see T100 LTs getting bounces on the side, the upper plate, even the roof of the turret. It is one of the most troll vehicles to penetrate in the game. It really doesn't play like a light tank. If you want my opinion, it's like you got a 62A and then you just said, let's take all the armor off on the 62A, but then make it troll. Let's make the tank half the size, but because we made it half the size, let's also give it, you know, the same DPM with, oh, also 78 kilometers per hour. It's really a dumb tank. So what do we have up against us? We got a Sheridan, a T92E1, and a T54 when it comes to mobility. Heavy tanks, I got an AMX 50B, an E100, and that's actually it. So we'll have to be careful though, because they do have a grill and an FE2 and 5B 183. Either way, I'm going to be making my way straight up towards base D. We should be able to get a nice spot. We'll see what happens. Speed is key. Alright, here we are. Hello, is anybody here? Oh, there you are, a T-54 spotted, although unfortunately we got spotted ourselves, so, although I don't actually think that 54 did spot me. I think the guy took a blind shot, because you saw how long it took for my light bulb to pop up. I think that was actually after I shot the guy. Either way, it doesn't really matter too much to me, because we're already doing fine. Got a nice shot into the T-92E1, and we reload. I don't think we're going to be able to get another shell into that 92, but that's all fine and dandy, because we're doing okay as it is. Now the 54 is off to the side, and oh boy, good job, Corsica. You only blew, oh, all of your health. Congratulations. I always find it impressive when I watch a full health tank die in a matter of 1 second. It's always a new record for me. Alright, well the Sheridan is getting absolutely slapped, and the 183 is detected, which is good news. So let's see if I can get a shell into the 92E1. There you go, there's one nice tap. And if the Sheridan does so happen try to shoot me, well, there you go, nice tap into the Sheridan. Alright, Mr. 92, you shot me, and now you're dead. I mean, you can see already what this tank is doing a good job at. All we've done is drive around, we've gotten away with it, and hopefully the size 7 is going to finish off that 54, which he did. Nice. Alright, well, we got the 183 over here, who we should be able to get some easy shots into. Well, now we are. I was expecting that 183, the fire judging that he wasn't looking at me, but yeah, that's the end of the 183. Although, we also have the 50B tunneling the heck out of me, so, what am I gonna do? Alright. Well, the 50B is probably on reload, but you can never be too certain. I don't trust that. I honestly don't trust that he's on reload, so I'm gonna play this smart. We're gonna use my mobility, and, well, I want to get a shell into something here. There's a bounce on the E100. Well, I gotta be careful. I mean, we'll win this. I'm not worried. It's a 2 versus 5 at this point, but I know that this 50B is going to try every possibility to clear me if he can. So let's use that good mobility the tank has, and there you go. Nice shot once into the AMX 50B. And if he fires, there you go. That means we can get a second shell into the AMX 50B. And don't you worry, because maybe we'll get another shell into the AMX-50B. I mean, you can just see why this tank is so fantastic. Sure, we didn't break 3,000 damage, but just because we didn't break 3,000 damage doesn't mean we didn't do our job. We pushed, we were able to deal with the enemy Sheridan, the T92E1, and we're actually going to get a little bit more damage here on the enemy E100. So there you go, 2,800 damage dealt. Nothing crazy, and definitely a lot lower than the average I'm able to perform in this tank, but still pretty dang good for a vehicle that we literally YOLO'd, got away with the YOLO in, and there you go, that was a 2,800 damage win. Let's do one more, let's see if we can keep it up. As I said, this is basically seal clubbing in tier 10. It doesn't matter who you're up against, even if they are some of the most skilled players on the enemy team. If you understand how to use a T100 LT, it's almost a guaranteed win, especially if you're using this vehicle in platoon with, let's say, a heavy tank that's able to hold while you do use that mobility, spotting, and everything else to deal with your opponents. I mean, think about it. Any 183 player, and there's a lot of bad 183 players out there. I hate to say it, but if you're one of those players that says, I'm going to play my 183 every day because it's fun, you're most likely not the best player. And because of that, vehicles like the T100 LT that have the spotting mechanic are able to basically permanently spot you across the map. If you're on dead rail and you've decided to sit in the back, well, you're going to regret that because the T100 LT is going to permanently spot you. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I don't actually mind the spotting mechanic. I like the fact that tank destroyers get absolutely smashed for camping in the back and people driving the 1A3. Now, you might be saying, well, aren't tank destroyers supposed to sit in the back? Yeah, I do think that, you know, even me driving a tank destroyer, as long as it's not like an E3 or a Badger, I'd even be sitting in the back. The thing I'm more trying to point towards is, like, I hate 183s, and, yeah, any chance a 183 player can get absolutely bunked out of the battle is completely fine with me. So I'm going to be careful, and we're going to get all the way over to the side here. Now, because my camouflage is so good, we should not be detected, but my Mark 6 is absolute trash, and he's sitting right in the open. I don't know what he expects, apart from bleeding all of his health, but you're doing great, Munster Roar. You're going to get him. Oh boy, I really believe in you. Alright, either way, let's see if I can get a pen. Well, I didn't pen the Vickers, but at least we were able to shoot at him, which will keep him permanently spotted for a bit of time at least. This gun, 0.285 dispersion, but we're not able to get any shells in yet. Congratulations, Mark 6. You've only bled 1,300 hit points. Wow. Players like you make me wonder how people get into this game at tier 10. Well, there's a pen into the Vickers, which is good, because now that player is permanently spotted, which is good news. Well, not permanently spotted, but spotted for a very long amount of time, which is fine with me. So, well, there's a bounce from the Vickers. Again, we're doing okay on that aspect, but, oh boy, my team is absolutely throwing. Well, I got a cross. I don't really have a choice because I got to help out my 20%er Mark 6. So let's go. Speed is key. Congratulations. You lost 600 health. You're doing great, dude. Oh boy, I'm really glad you're on my team. Let's see, we got the 200 LT off to the side, and there's a nice tap into his turret, which actually did make him a one-shot, which is really good news for me, because if we are able to clear, or not, as I said before, the armor on the T100 LT makes absolutely no sense, so because of that, we bounced its turret. I mean, I really don't understand that tank. Either way, we got the 60 TP off to the side, who is not looking at me right now, which is a bit of an advantage, because I can push over here and hopefully clear this enemy T100, or that will do the trick just as well. So there's one shell into the 60 TP. Let's go for 2 shells into the 60 TP, and you know what? I don't care if you shot me, Tank Destroyer, because I will keep getting shells into your friendly 60 TP. Alright, well that's some pretty beefy damage we've been able to deal. I'm going to push over here to a position where we should be a lot more hidden. Let's get a nice snap into his turret weak spot. And really all we need to do now is maybe penetrate an HE. There you go. Not pen an HE, but you know what I mean. Splash an HE on his vehicle and clear him. Alright, well nice. We were able to clear the 60. And that means we know that they've got 3 tank destroyers left. And all of them are camping in the back, which means they are in some very, very deep doo-doo. Well, maybe not all of them are camping in the back. We got the E4 up in the front line. But I guess we'll see what happens, right? There's the enemy T10 E4 pushing fairly aggressive, but with my fantastic mobility, all I really need to do is push over towards the side of this E4, and that really should be all I need to do. So I just need to be careful here. Let's get fairly aggressive. I just need to get behind this E4. That is exactly what I needed to do here, and that's going to put a pretty big distraction on this guy, obviously. I'm aiming at that 140, though, because I also don't want to be shot by that 140, so let's get an HE. Wow, that was a really, really unfortunate HE, wasn't it? Well, good news is that we've got another shell, and this time it is going to finish the enemy E4, able to use our mobility and clear that opponent. Now, we know the Jagdpanzer is probably the one that's camping in the back, judging that, yeah, I did receive a shell from him earlier, so because of that, I'm going to get one shell into the lower plate of the Jag. Let's put on my adrenaline. You can see the penetration is mighty fine and dandy on this vehicle. There you go. Another nice penetration on the Jag, and don't mind me, just going to go for another pen on the Jag. There you go. That's a pretty beefy chunk of damage we were able to take off of that vehicle. I would love to get a shell into the 140, which we did, and with that, we got the Corsica, who is with me left. Alright, well, I'm just going to try and get this Grill 15 shot, because this is really the only guy left that would stand a big ol' threat. So there you go. There's one shell into the grill, and hopefully he's not able to finish me off, but I'm just hoping that my 30B is going to support me. And, yeah, this should go pretty well. There you go. Let's back up. Keep backing up. And, oh, yeah. I mean, that was this guy's fault. This Jag is every 10%er that thinks that they can get away with snapping a shell. He should have fired HE, because it would have killed me. But because he snapped the shell, we got away with it. But to be honest, that was a pretty dumb snap. That really shouldn't have been able to penetrate me. That was just a ha, I'm going to wing it. Either way, you were able to see in this battle, way more than the first battle, why the T100LT is an amazing tank. Not only were we able to deal with basically everything in front of us, and I will give this guy an effective player, he actually did a pretty good job. Nice job, dude. But, yeah, we got really lucky that even with our terrible Chieftain Mark 6, who is a 47%er with 500 battles, it always impresses me how in 500 battles somebody can already buy a tier 10. I mean, look at this. The guy has 6 battles in a tier 8. Apart from that, he's only played 64. And of course, the first tank he's grinding for is the FE2 and 5B183. This is the player that I hate. This is the kind of person here that makes me really dissatisfied with my experience in tier 10, because he's going to buy a premium, he's going to do terrible in that premium, and then once he finishes grinding that premium, he's going to get an FE2 and 5B183. But oh well. I mean, I'm not going to hide the fact that players like that are the reason why this game is very unenjoyable for me at certain times. But at the other times, this game is very fun. These two battles are very fun for me. And as long as you don't play really bad tanks, I mean, I played a Badger earlier today and absolutely regretted it. But apart from that, this was pretty fun. So, let me know if you guys like the T100LT, and if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, please let me know in the comments down below. But other than that, I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye!